All right. Saving the best for last, the flashy one. We're now joined by Natasha Howard. We'll take questions. Peter, go right ahead, sir.
Hey Tosh, I know you talked a little bit, obviously, after the game about reflections on the season, but having some more time to really, decompress and reflect, you know, how proud of you are you of the accomplishments you guys had this season?
I'm extremely proud of all the hard work that we put in from the beginning of the season until the end of the season. We ain't come out with the outcome that we wanted to, but I'm so proud of every single person on this team of how the hard work they put in individually and collectively. My thing is I'll go to bat with these girls again too, and do this all over again.
Mhm. How did you see LT grow as a head coach throughout the season?
Um, she grew a lot, like her trying to understand the system, the organization, and also us as players. And we also run her as a coach. So I know it was kind of stressful on her to learn every 10, 12 players on this team on this roster, but she did a really good job on learning all of us from day one and over to towards the end of the season.
Mhm. You know, what are your plans for the off season?
Uh, Enjoy my time with my family before I head overseas to Turkey.
Mhm. What are going to be your goals for your for your overseas play?
Just being a great overall player.
Mhm. And you mentioned, after the last game of the year that you hope to have, bring the group back. Obviously two-thirds of the roster under contract, but one notable name is Satu, who's a restricted free agent. How important do you think it is to get her back for, a long-term deal and get her signed up?
It's going to be very important try to get Satu back. The things that she did this season, she was healthy for a whole 40 games this season. But at the end of the day, that's not going to be up to me. It's going to be up to the people above me. But I know everybody would love to have Satu come back next season.
Thanks, Tosh. Appreciate you.
Siobhan, you got anything for us?
Yeah, Natasha, just reflecting on this season and looking back and everything, but you guys are in great shape for next season. I'm looking at the draft picks within the first 10 picks of the draft. The fact that this team has can build upon this season, what are the expectations for next season?
Just keep growing from this season and also preparing ourselves for next season. Uh, this right here is something that we can actually build on, and also keep the group that we had this season and keep building. If you keep a team together with the same group, anything can happen next season. So let's just keep building.
When you look at the team that's been put together, you were very. I call you the anchor of the team. You were the glue that always kept it going. You had a strong first half of the season. I mean, we were talking all star with you, but no matter the game, you were constant in your approach to the game and bringing that leadership role. What how important was that as far as on the court as well as off the court when you had the team over and you were always, anytime a player got down on themselves, you were always talking to them like, hey, we're gonna be okay. How important for you was it for you to grow in that role this season?
It was very important. I kind of started growing in that role last year when I was with New York. But this year I even embraced it even more and, and stuff. But I feel like coming to this team, I feel like everybody looked up to me. Everybody knew my accolades or what came with me and stuff. So my thing was like I wanted to keep everybody, level headed and having that confidence in themselves, and me also pouring that confidence into them to let them know like you're good. you're an amazing player. Like, you're here for a reason. So don't ever doubt yourself. So me just keeping that that motivation and the high spirit and giving it to my teammates, like it took them, you know, where they need to be at this season.
And my last question to you, Enrique was talking about the fact that there were a lot of games where there were close games that you guys could have like kind of pressed on the gas a little bit more to overcome and maybe pull out some more wins. What would you say the key was to, I mean, you guys got fourth place, but what was that key moment that stands out to you where you guys could have done a little bit more, but you couldn't?
The moment we was up, like we had time on our hands. Time was on our side, and I felt like we could have taken advantage of that right there. And but we're still growing, we're still learning. So but when those moments come again, like we know what to do next time. So
Perfect. Thanks, Tasha.
thank you.
And last one from Miss Dorothy. As you reflect on this new season, or as you reflect on this season with a new team, what stood out to you most about the Wings?
Just how we enjoyed each other, how we laughed, and we never let a lot of things get to us. Even though we, like, when we were losing, we still never let the loss get to us, down our mood or anything like that. And at the end of the day, like, we, you know, it's another game after that. So we just came back to work and stuff and still enjoyed each other and still enjoyed the game that we played.
And what would you say the ceiling is for this Wings team? Another question from Miss Dorothy.
There's no ceiling for real for this team. Like, we already know what it takes. We already know how it feels to be in the semifinals and stuff. So we already know how, like, we have a taste of everything that we talked about this season, and we actually did it. So it's no ceiling for us.
Awesome. Thanks, Tosh. That's all the time we have, guys. Appreciate everyone for joining us.
Thank
We'll be back with Greg tomorrow.